Now, across Texas, the issue is...
I'm Greg Krugen in Houston.
I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas.
And I'm Rudy Koski in Austin, and this is Texas, the issue is.
This week we talk with the United States Senator from Texas, Ted Cruz, about two issues at the core of his bid for a third term: the ongoing crisis on our southern border and our country's ever-increasing national debt. Senator, $31 trillion and growing, 100% of GDP. Another showdown coming. There will be colossal pressure for Republicans to kind of hold their nose and raise the debt ceiling again. How do you stand?
And what we're seeing right now is the highest debt in history. It is crushing. We're bankrupting this country. The Democrats over the last 2 years, with the Biden presidency and a Democrat House and Senate, rammed through trillions in new spending, which is what is fueling the inflation that is hammering Texans across our state. The cost of everything has gone up, from food to electricity to health care to gasoline. Everything is skyrocketing. And so I'm urging my colleagues in the Senate, my colleagues in the House, hold the line and extract real and meaningful reforms to help fix the problem, because what we're doing right now is wildly irresponsible, and it's hurting Texans and Americans across our country.
Senator, you have witnessed firsthand the multi-layered crisis on our Texas border, with 2.5 million uninvited immigrants allowed to walk in last year, with really no way to get that genie back in the bottle. Now, with the next election nearly 2 years down the road, Texans want to know if there's anything that can be done by a split Congress to slow the flow and limit the damage.
Look, what is happening at our southern border is horrific. I spend a lot of time in the Rio Grande Valley. I spend a lot of time on our southern border. It has never been remotely this bad. In the 2 years Joe Biden's been president, we've seen over 5.5 million illegal aliens cross into this country. It's the highest rate of illegal immigration in the history of our nation. It's never been remotely this bad. And when you go down there, and I have repeatedly brought groups of senators down to the border to see firsthand, to go out on midnight patrol with the Border Patrol agents, to see, you see little children who've been horrifically abused by the cartels, physically abused, sexually abused. You see women who've been violently raped by the cartels. You sit down with Texas farmers and ranchers who show you photograph after photograph of dead bodies they found on their farms and ranches, dead bodies of children abandoned, dead bodies of pregnant women, dead bodies of elderly people that the coyotes have abandoned in the Texas heat. It is horrific. And on top of all of that, we have a deluge of illegal drugs coming across. Last year, we had over 100,000 people die of overdoses in this country, most of them from Chinese fentanyl that is flooding across the border. And it is horrific. I got to tell you, Greg, nobody who looks at this firsthand can defend these open border policies as compassionate or humane. It is cruel, it is indefensible, it is wrong. And the problem, what is so maddening, is all of this is the result of deliberate political decisions by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats in office, that they've made a political decision. It benefits the Democrat Party to have open borders, and so they are unwilling to change. We obviously have divided government in Washington. My view is Republicans ought to do everything we can to exercise leverage to try to force this administration to follow the law, to secure the border. This is inhumane, it is cruel, and it is inflicting enormous harm on South Texas, on the entire state of Texas, and on the country.
Okay, fellas, my one-word reaction is vilify. Stephen, what's your word?
My word is finger point.
Okay, Koski, hit me.
Cannonball.
All right. Well, there you have it. Stay with us. The Fox Texas Trio is unpacking America's challenges, according to Ted Cruz, on the other side of this break.